For 50 plus years, this guy has been one of the best at the elite level of hockey in Canada and the States. His name doesn't come up very often now because he's mostly been an AC in his career. But what he did as a player and as a part of some of the best staffs in NHL history deserves our respect. Of course, we're going to talk about the very talented and the very cerebral Rich Preston. Now, Rich Preston played right wing, 6 feet 185, of course, hailing from the great Saskatchewan community of Regina. He first came to major prominence with the Regina Pats in the 1970 version of the SJHL team, 30 points in 36 games. For the next 4 seasons, he was a marquee player with the University of Denver of the WCHA. Best season was his last, where he put up 45 points in 38 games, and he had a strong plus-minus that year. Now, he remained undrafted, which was kind of a surprise, but probably because he was an overaged university player at the time. Now, when he turned 22, he decided to join the vaunted Houston Aeros team. That opening season, he helped the squad to an AVCO Cup, 41 points in 78 games with seven assists in 13 contests. Now, the idea with the arrows of that WHA year, they were increasingly using new players to augment Gordie Howe, and that's what we're seeing with their teams. Now, I'll give an example. They won the title in '74 with Howe's first year. '75, they won the championship, and of course, coached by the great Bill Dineen. Now, for 4 straight seasons, Rich and the squad had a lot of victories. Houston, as a team, won over 50 games over those average 50 games over those three seasons. Now, by 1979, he was out of the Arrows formation after some really great seasons, 22, 38, and 25 games. In '79, he won his second AVCO Cup, this time with the Jets, who knocked off Gretzky's Oilers that year. He had 60 points in the regular season, including 28 goals and 13 points in the playoffs. Now, in 1980, he found himself outside the Jets' protective lists and found a true home at the Chicago Blackhawks, where he played for a number of strong seasons. Best year was his first with the team, with 61 points in 80 games, including 31 goals. He also scored 25 goals in 83. Now, by 85, he found himself with the New Jersey Devils and wrapped up his career with another season with Blackhawks in 87. Now, what happened with Rich, they weren't sure if he was going to go back to junior as a coach or he's going to stay as a a strong augmentation to the squad. Now, the 74-75 Arrows were loaded with talent, and that year, of course, he had 41 points. Now, a lot of people figured he was going to go back to NCAA or maybe stay with the Blackhawks, and that's what happened. In '92, he ended up being assistant coach with the team. Then, what was predicted for him happened. He decided to become the head coach of Regina Pats. Had 2 very strong seasons where both years he finished over 500, but then went back to the NHL from '98 to 2000. He was an assistant in Calgary, San Jose for 3 years between '01 and '03, assistant again in Calgary, 04 to '09, back to the head coaching of the WHL with the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Unfortunately, rough 4 years, never made the playoffs. Then found himself in AC with the Anaheim Ducks for several seasons. So, I mean, no matter where he's gone, he's always had some successful players around him. And it's unfortunate he left Chicago before the Chicago got back to the the Stanley Cup Finals. But those Calgary teams in the early to the mid 2000s, they could fly. And of course, the Anaheim Ducks of the late 2010s were strong as well. But we in the media always look to Rich Preston to give us a lay of the land, how a team is going. And it was a kind of an ongoing joke how Rich was looking as an AC, kind of predicted how the rest of the game would good. He was a very gregarious guy when they were winning, but that the team was doing bad. He showed it on his face. So, I mean, wow, what a career. 50 plus years involved in hockey. Now, what's kind of ironic about this, ladies and gentlemen, he's part of CFL history as well, as his father, Ken Preston, was GM of the Saskatchewan Roughriders from 58 to 77. And, of course, Ken is a well-deserved member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Now, just a little bit of details about Ken to give you an indication why I think Rich was so successful. Ken was a type of GM would look with the best players he could find to work within that great Saskatchewan Rough Rider system. And we talk about Ron Lancaster and the good running game, George Reed. So being the son of a great expert for sports allowed Rich to become, when he became an EC, to be a good judge of talent. Sometimes the head coach is not the best indicator of a team goals. Having a strong assistant coach like Rich Preston, who comes from a legacy where he can see and evaluate talent, almost like a scout on the bench, he can make adjustments as the game is going on. And I know all the teams that Rich has been involved with. When you're a winner in the first couple of years of your career with Bobby Hull and Gordie Howe teams, you must be good because, Rich was a very, very underrated player. I like these little snapshot. It was sort of like a Steve shot, And what a great name for hockey, Rich. Richard Preston. Anyway, if you like what we're doing here, please give us a like, comment, or subscribe. That's the legend of Rich Preston. Have a good day. Bye.